Hello everyone and welcome to Autostop once again. Are you stuck and need a quick guide on real hot hatches of 2023? I mean a 2023 Honda Civic Type R or the 2023 Toyota GR Corolla or the 2023 Volkswagen Golf R? Do not move an inch because here is how Honda's new hot hatch stacks up against its closest foes in a breath. Okay guys, so the Honda Civic Type R definitely isn't the only game changer in town these days when it comes to hot hatches. And so, following the official announcement of the US spec Civic Type R, we thought we'd take a look at how it stacks up against the closest rivals like the Toyota GR Corolla and the Volkswagen Golf R and present this to you. Okay, so guys, this is purely about that. Let's go right into it. These three hot hatches are pretty evenly matched, guys, but before we kickstart this whole conversation, there is something important that I need to point out to you. Okay, so the Volkswagen Golf R offers two transmission options and the output numbers are slightly different for both. And so to keep this conversation fair and clear, we are going to focus on the manual transmission Golf R, but I will point out the specs of the automatic transmission when we get to that angle. That said, let's go down. I'll begin with performance, run through dimensions, go into infotainment and safety tech differences, and then land on price and availability for these three beautifully matched hot hatches. Okay, so without wasting any much of your time, let me just get down with performance. And a small turbocharged engine is a quintessential part of the hot hatch formula these days. Now, Honda and VW rely on 4-port engines, but Toyota comes to the fight with a boosted triple port engine. That little engine is crazy and it does so much. The part numbers are pretty similar for our contenders, and all three cars offer a 6-speed manual transmission. However, while the Civic relies on front-wheel drive, the Corolla and the Golf R up their games with a standard all-wheel drive on these cars. So to make it easier, I'm just going to launch a chart putting each of these specifications side by side. That is in terms of performance. So just look here and follow me. Okay, so I have this thing up here. Great. So this you're looking at is a specification for the performance, and we are looking at the engine, the power, the torque, transmission, and the driveline. And I've already mentioned a few of them. So if you look at this side by side, the Civic Type R comes with a 2.0 liter turbo inline 4 engine, same as the Golf R 2.0 liter turbo inline 4 engine, whilst the GR Corolla comes with a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 3-cylinder engine, and the 1.6 liter turbo inline 3-cylinder from the GR Corolla doles out 300 horsepower. That's 15 horsepower short of the Golf R and the Type R. Okay, so the Golf R and the Type R are doling out 315 horsepower and has a torque of 310 pound-feet. That's for the Type R. And the Corolla comes with 273 pound-feet of torque, and the Golf R comes in at 280 pound-feet of torque, which varies slightly on the automatic transmission version, which we'll touch on later. But then, as earlier stated, all of them does the 6-speed manual transmission on these cars. And the driveline for the Civic Type R is a front-wheel drive. The GR Corolla and the Golf R all come standard with all-wheel drive drivelines, which is great and good in so many ways. Now, at this point, it should be clear to you if you're a performance person and you are driven by any of these numbers. But let me not end here. I will just go ahead and touch on where the difference is on the DC. So here is the Golf R's other big discrepancy, which makes itself known. In addition to the 6-speed manual, VW offers the 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, and this DCT actually comes with a slightly more powerful engine tune. The numbers below are for just the manual VW, as earlier stated. But the spec DCT, that's the Golf R automatic transmission, produces 295 pound-feet of torque instead of 280. So you get 15 more pound-feet of torque over the 280 that is produced in the manual version. Okay, so that's it. But let me just move on to another very salient point that may affect your decision making when you're choosing, and that's the dimensional differences in these cars. Now, the three compact hot hatches might strike similar silhouettes, right? but there are actually quite a few differences that I'm going to point out. Now, the Civic, of course, is the largest of the bunch with a wheelbase that is about 4 inches longer than that of the Golf R. Now, the upright view is the tallest of the trio, but the Civic still boasts more room for passengers. Now, Honda has yet to release the Type R's final weight, but Toyota has roughly about 150-pound advantage over the Golf R. That will throw more light on in a jiffy. Now, despite both cars all having all-wheel drive systems, so for you to better understand what I'm talking about, let me launch this chart so it'll help us. Now, yes, this is the chart that I'm talking about, and you can see the dimensional specifications here, looking at the wheelbase, the length, the width, the height, the weight, all culminating into the passenger volume. So now if you look at them side by side, the Civic Type R has the largest wheelbase, which is 107.7 inches. Then the Corolla comes in at 103.9 inches. And then the Golf R comes in at 103.5 inches in this case, that are very, very much close. Now, in terms of the length, still the same. The Type R has 180.9 inches in terms of length. Then the Corolla comes in at 173.5 inches here, and then the Golf R still comes short at 168.9 inches. That is not the only place where it comes short. If you get to the width, you realize that it's smaller because it comes in at 70.4 inches. The Corolla comes in at 70.29 inches, as you've seen, and the Civic comes in at 74.4 inches. So, in a nutshell, the Type R is like 2 inches wider than the Corolla and the Golf R. Okay, so that is it. But the irony here is that the Golf R rather has a 57.7 inches in terms of height, which makes it the tallest. Coming second to that is the 57.2 inches for the GR Corolla, and the Civic coming in at 55.4 inches. That's about 2 inches shorter for the Civic. Weight, we don't know that of the Civic. However, if you put the Corolla and the Golf R together, the Corolla has about 150-pound advantage over the Golf R, even though they are all-wheel drive vehicles at this point. And all of these culminate into a 91.9 cubic feet room inside the vehicle. The Corolla is unknown. However, the Civic Type R comes in at 99 cubic feet, which makes it roomier. And so these numbers should be able to help you make a quick decision if you are bent on comfortableness and roominess inside the vehicle. Okay, guys, so that is basically the dimensional differences, if that makes any huge difference for you. I am not going to leave you there because you still have the infotainment and safety tech differences that I'm going to punch out here. I would round that up with the price and availability just in a jiffy, so just stick around and you get to that. Now, the infotainment and safety tech differences across board, these cars are pretty evenly matched, as earlier stated, in the tech room or in the tech area. All three have digital gauge clusters, and this is how they sit. Honda comes in at 10.2 inches, and then the Volkswagen Golf R comes in at 10.3 inches. That's about 0.1 inches bigger than that of the Honda, whilst the Toyota sits at the top with 12.3 inches for the gauge cluster, and it comes standard with a central touchscreen to control the multimedia system. Okay, so your infotainment too stands in at this. So if you are very much bent on having that, then the Honda comes in at 9 inches for infotainment, Toyota comes in at 8 inches, and the Volkswagen sits on top at 10 inches for your infotainment system. When you come to driver assistant features, they are highly in supply in all these three cars, as well as each getting their respective automakers' latest and greatest suite of technologies, guys. So that means that no matter which of these hot hatches you go with, you will be getting things like forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control standard. Of course, the only car that really offers true full speed adaptive cruise control is the Golf R, but that is only because you can find it when it is equipped with the automatic transmission DCT. Right. So you are not left out in any of these three cars. Okay, if you are the infotainment geeky safety tech kind of person. However, let me just go down and wrap this beautiful conversation with pricing, which I believe is very important to most of you guys here. Right. So when it comes to pricing, the 2023 Volkswagen Golf R starts off at $45,385, and that is inclusive of $1,095 for destination fee. And if you want a dual clutch automatic transmission that we've spoken about, you're gonna have to add an extra 800 bucks to it. Okay, now the Golf R is available at VW dealership right now, and so if you can't wait for the Honda Civic and the GR Corolla, then you can just jump into any VW dealership right now and you can have yourself a cool 2023 Volkswagen Golf R around $47,000 with all the goodies. So we don't yet have the price and information for the Honda Civic Type R, but the US spec Toyota GR Corolla pricing just became public, and it's a sweetener, guys. Slated to hit the showrooms in October, starting from about $36,995. Okay, the mid-level GR Corolla circuit can be had from $43,995, and the top ranging limited GR Corolla Maurizio edition comes in at almost $51,000. That's $50,995. Okay, so the Honda Civic Type R is not expected to arrive at dealership until fall, and that said, we'll be shocked if the Type R came out to be more expensive than the aforementioned two, with price likely starting at or just below $40,000, people. So guys, this is how the pricing stands as of now. This is basically what we got for you, which is meant to be a brief description of how these vehicles stack up each other. And so we are so grateful for you coming through. We thank you so much. We love you. We want to say a big thank you for passing by. So have a great good day until we same time again. Bye bye.